Okay, part two. So now that's all there. Look at the parts we've got left. We've got the bigger part here and the other one. We're gonna go ahead and well, we have this part here. That's kind of an icing on the cake part. Let's get the rest of this sort of figured out first. And so we have this with this part and this part that comes up into it. Let's get some of these figured out. So we have this. This can be a lathe. In fact, where's our computer? I'm gonna go ahead and duplicate this because I know it's lined up correctly. I'll just switch out the uh, spline. So I'm gonna Control C, Control V, and here with this spline, I'm gonna go ahead and call another one in and here, here, there. Go ahead. This one, point mode. Right click and say that E, and then hold down Shift. So I can get the Bezier points separately. Make sure I just have this one. And let's get both of these points lined up here and here. Hit T, Shift, Go, and mess that point up a little bit. Let's go to E. There we go. And I still want that edge a little bit rounded right there. So I'm going to get this one and then additionally chamfer it. Yeah, that's. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make another point. So I'm going to E and full click. Over just a little bit. And then line this point up at this point. So let's go to T. And this one here. Shift. Get this Bezier point way shorter. E. Bezier point's too long. E. There we go. Now we have that rounding there at the edge. That looks better. And let's delete this one and put this one in. Cool. And so will be the mixer connection. I don't know. Just making up names here, so at least they're somewhat correct. Let's go to the anchor point. At the bottom and the middle here, but bottom there, 0, and execute that. Go. Cool. Going good. Great. And let's bring this down into the mixer. And let's connect these other parts. So let's go ahead and make this design a little bit simpler for the sake of argument here. I'm just going to use two things. So let's just use an extrude on this other part. And so go ahead here, here, here. And round, say here, 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 rounding, click, click. There we go. And let's go ahead and extrude that. And let's fix this point here. This point on this spline needs to be, go. And let's come here and just those Bezier points. Let's go to E for the move tool. Remember, we got to be in the move tool in order to calculate those points. There we go. And let's offer some of the corners here. One, that, two, offer those like so. Bad, and here. Go ahead and let's get this straightened out here. Okay, and let's go ahead and the thickness of this right about right. I'm gonna move this over. How about there? Let's get this anchor point centered. There we go. And let's get these corners rounded. That maybe another subdivision or two. And that's close. Let's go ahead and put in another part there for this. And so we're going to go ahead and make a cylinder and put that in positive Z. It's up. Sort of match the other part. And let's go ahead and fire. About like so. Okay, that's not bad. That's giving us a little bit of what we want. Then we can fill stuff in there. So with this one, I'm going to go ahead and use a taper. Go ahead and do the taper deformer. Is here. And I'm going to make it a child of this cylinder and then zero it out so that it's in the right spot. Say 0 times 0 times 0. And if we look at what the taper does, it's kind of doing it in the wrong direction. Let's go ahead and rotate it this way, 90 degrees. And back to it, taper. Oh, wrong way. Gotta go this way. In the newest version, they have arrows. Let's see. I'm tapering. Good. Something get. Oh, I bumped the. There we go. Bump the scale on it. There we go. Now that is better. And so let's move this up. I have this like this. And you know what? I might make another one. I'm going to control drag this. Let's say about here. So we have that coming out of this side. I need to make this bigger. I'm going to give us a little bit more extrude. Right about there. And then play. There we go. And let's go ahead and this. So this is the mixer. Let's call this motor 1. spell something correctly. There we go. And so here. And actually I'm going to make it a child. Let's group these two things. Roll, or just select them and then Alt-G. Put those together. Looking better. We just need this part here. You could probably just grab part of this part. So if we come back in here, this is mixer motor. Go. And I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this thing and move it down, kind of like so. And if we had less width here, just hit T, and so. And let's get rid of some of these other points. I'll turn this off, so by the way. And so I'm just going to clean up this spline, so we just have the parts we need. So I'm just going to go ahead and use the box, point mode, get rid of all those points, make sure the spline is connected. There. Same. This back on. There we go. And yeah, that could be that other shade. So. Better. And that looks off center. Let's group all of these objects. That's all off center. So this part come down in here, and this needs to get centered. Do that. There we go. And now let's reset it. E up. That looks centered. Let's see here. Yeah, it does look good. Is it the handle that's off? Here. Oh, it's just the alignment of the extrude to the other part. Let's get that for you. In this case, with the extrude, this one. About there. Let's get this centered. And then we can bring it in later, yeah. And then that looks better. So now if we center this and set it, bring it straight up, better. Set this on top, about here. We're gonna need to bring the cone part down. This is cone, and bring the cone anchor point is not good. Let's exit that. That going down. Let's see. Because of the, well, that should both be okay. We have use children, all objects, points. Let's just do it ourselves. So up. And turn snapping on. Let's see, why did this not go back? Got this selected. Should be in the middle. We just want it in the middle of all objects. Snapping down to the bottom. See, that anchor point looks like anchor point is confusing. I don't know why this one would be different. Let's go ahead and select it and have our anchor point. In a little bit. There we go. All right, and you just need the two other parts here. I'm going to say this could be another sort of lathe object that goes in there. What does it look like on the sketch? Kind of like that. Let's move some of these that are a little bit closer together. And so here and here. Be attached. Oh. This should definitely be in here. By this, all be moved together. Moved up. And it's all in here, easily wrapped up at the bottom. Let's just move the handle down. So, and put something in there. So now, I'm gonna go ahead and duplicate this. Control C, Control V, put it up, and again, do that replace spline. So, and draw the spline we need. Probably circular lathe. So I'm going to come in here to spline tools and I turn the handle on like so. Here. 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 Okay. There we go. So get rid of this one. This lathe, we want it to line up exactly. Again, it rotates around that center point. Let's move it to snapping on top of that spline right there. So now if we put it in there, get a clean line. That looks pretty good. Be a little bit bigger. Move the whole thing up a little bit. And let's move a few points around. And these spline points is out. Better. And up here, this one, chamfered. Rounding. Cool. Give that better. Now it's back on. Let's just make this bigger. It's a T. Covering up all of that there. Maybe we need to move the. I kind of don't want to see this part right here. So a couple different ways. We could make the taper little bit shorter. And a little bit stronger. Kind of do it. There we go. Let's turn the handle back on. So, and put the metal on this. That. Maybe this part is metal instead of black. There we go. Let's hit NA. Nice. All right. Put a disk. Or floor. Cool. Now I've got something that's a little bit off center here. Oh, I don't think I ever made this bigger. I'm gonna adjust that, center that out. But yeah, now I've got the key formula here. Rounded edges, so it's catching the light. It's looking pretty good. There's no parts that are super dense. So the glass, double click, less transparent. And if it's not showing up, Shift V under your effects. Oh, we don't have the transparency turned on. There we go. That looks nice. Let's see. Complete material transfer. Let's see. Have files, save incremental with that one. And yeah, I would clean that up. That part there. But in general, and probably put the feed in, yeah, so that that's there. But now I have something that's looking pretty good. And so the things I want you to make sure you have: mixer, anchor point figured out. And so the anchor point for all the components and for the main object, all good. That needs to. This is the, let's say, handle radial thing, and put that into. Now all of this is good. This is the floor. There we go. And so now this is looking much better. I'm going to save incremental. Once you save incremental, do I have reveal in Finder? Go to where this is. When you turn it in this time, I want you to come up here to zip up the whole folder, because the folder now has the reference image in it and anything else that you've put in there. And so you should have the versions and text, backup. Zip up the whole folder, send me the whole folder for your changes here. Getting everything done. So it doesn't have to be exactly like mine. I want you to take away the important parts. Yeah, I'm probably gonna fix this. That needs to be like a trigger, I think. I have to look at some mixer reference. But here we have something that's looking pretty good. Let's go to NA. Go. It's light. Casting shadows? It is. Shift V. Am I showing shadows? Under effects. Shadows. There we go. Now we're getting shadow on the floor. We put something reflective on here. Environment. Not have it be that color. Duplicate. All this white. Change it to white. Nice. And that cone is still see-through, which is why that looks like that. Let's change basic. Something. Right, there we go. Much better. And let's go to okay. Cool. And so we've got it rounded out here. Yeah, paying attention to the rounding, getting everything lined up. So if there's emphasis here, it would be anchor points and rounding, and getting the rest of this properly aligned. So cleaning up your splines, cleaning up the geometry, and just making sure things are properly aligned and all packaged together. So when I open yours, I want to see a very clean hierarchy and want something that says mixer with the anchor point properly aligned. Cool. Good luck, guys. Give me some questions.